Chapter 23. School is weird the next day. From the moment I get in, the sense of everything is different. Magical kids look at me suspiciously, and without Yanni, it feels far less friendly. "You're causing trouble," says Tash as soon as I sit down. "I can't believe you let a human up here. Haven't you read the contract?" "I have, thank you. And if you have, you'll know there are exceptions. Besides, you were the one who left the door open." She freezes as everyone turns to watch us. "So I don't think anyone else has a problem with her coming in." I continue. "She's our friend, so she stayed to help Yanni. She looked after him better than you have." "What would you know about that?" "Well, where were you? When he was struggling with his glamour, I didn't see you hanging about to help." "I have my own glamour in to see to," she says. "I haven't got enough for anyone else." "You're lucky you don't need to do it." "What are you exactly?" "I'm a sprite," I say sharply, staring at her. She's a moon sprite herself, I remember Yanni saying. Perhaps that accounts for her silver eyes and the night dark hair that spirals around her face. "I thought you looked a bit crinkly around the hairline," says a small, round-limbed girl called Wren, coming over to sit next to me. She has tiny, beautiful horns at the top of her forehead. "Look, your ears are just the tiniest bit pointed, like mine." She pulls back her shining brown hair to reveal her own pointed ears and grins. "Welcome, Stella, sprite girl." "Thank you, Wren," I say, looking between her and Tash. "I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just wanted to come to school. I didn't realise there would be Fae here." "And you live in that funny old house?" Wren asks, while Tash glowers at both of us. "Who with?" "My Nan, and Peg, and Tea Cake." "What's the Peg?" "Who's Tea Cake?" "Tea Cake is a cat, and Peg's an imp." "An imp? Your family must be important for him to stick around. They don't like staying in one place much." "I think he just likes Nan." "Who's Nan?" asks Tash. "My grandma. She's a ghost." There's a stunned silence. "You mean ghosts are real?" whispers Wren. "Like she talks and everything? Can she move things? Is she bound to your house? Ooh, could you bring her to school?" I stifle a laugh at the thought of bringing Nan to school. "You didn't know that ghosts are real?" I ask. "We still don't know that they're real," says Tash. "No," says Wren. "My parents said that they were legends, just stories to children to teach them lessons about things." "Well, humans do that about the Fae," I say. Wren laughs, but Tash sniffs and looks at her long pointed nails. I bite my lip to stop myself from saying anything else stupid. "Don't worry about Tash," says Wren. "She's not great with new people. She's not great with old people either, to be honest. But she does get easier with time." Tash stalks off and gets into a fierce debate with someone on the other side of the room, gesticulating out of the window. "What's that about?" I ask. "It was a bad night in the forest," Wren says. "Something shifted and nobody knows why. No disasters, exactly, but the nights are so long now that it's winter and even the daylight is just murk. The ivy on the trees has grown so thick it hardly lets any light through. More of them are getting sick. Is Yanni okay? Strictly under house arrest, she says, and I don't expect he's happy about it. It was my fault. It wasn't, she frowns. From what I heard, you just made sure he got home safe. I heard you dealt with the shadows pretty well yourself. I sigh. I don't know about that. But we know you have some affinity with the shadows. Rory told us, says Tash, which seems pretty strange to me. The room instantly feels darker and colder. Wren rolls her eyes and tries to brush it aside. And Principal Ashworth comes in and starts waffling about safety in the modern human world. But the feeling stays. And it isn't only Tash who looks sideways at me after that. It's a huge relief to get out of there and downstairs, where Zara is waiting for me. Why does everyone look so glum? She whispers, tucking her arm through mine and leading me off to the tutorial. It was a difficult night in the forest, apparently, I say. And they all think I'm some kind of evil shadow bending sprite creature, so that really didn't help. A what? Something Tash said. And Rory, whose coldness I can't forget, the way the shadow drew close to me last night, before I sent it away. Don't listen to her, Zara says. There's nothing evil about you. Speaking of which, I wondered, Mum's working a late shift tonight. Maybe I could come to yours. I grin at her. You just want to see Peg again. He is amazing, she says. But also, I figured, maybe it's a bit lonely sometimes at yours. I know it's lonely at mine when Mum's at work. Doesn't anyone stay with you? I ask. My aunt comes and stays if Mum's working nights, but late shifts means that she's home by 9, so I sort myself out. What about, do you see your dad much? Not so much, she says, marching on through the kids, dragging me with her. Anyway, tea tonight? We need to work out a plan anyway, right? Definitely, but Zara, she turns back to me. You can talk to me, if you want to, about things. You know that. I know, she says with a wobbly sort of smile. She takes a breath. It's complicated. I nod. But when you're ready... When I'm ready, you'll be the first to know, she says. Come on, we'll be late. I pull her close as we walk, just so she knows she isn't alone, even if sometimes she feels that way.